Warning: the content of this podcast may offend you. If you are a snowflake or easily offended, please stop watching now.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
Here we go. Welcome to Rubber City Throwdown, January 6th. We are here with Josh Signs, the JJ boys, Jeremy Caudill, Jeremy Jr. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Doing good today.
Yep, we're here.
Yeah, we have a busy 2 weeks, don't we?
We're loaded up.
It starts off today.
So what is going to be the most closest event that's coming up right now? Because we've got 3 different events that we're going to be doing, right?
Yeah, so first up, January 12th, OCW, live Chaparrals, Party Center. I believe the first time it's been there, or the first time in a long time. First local promotion that does wrestling that's going in there.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's definitely the first midget match here.
Bigger, badder, and better.
Yeah.
So the last time we covered a midget match, it was at Reaching the Summit at Summit County Fairgrounds, and that was a blowout, man. It was awesome out there, dude. I loved it. You guys were great out there. So why bring them back? Is it something that you normally do, or is it something just only a special time?
Just mainly special occasions. We'll bring them back. They're usually a crowd favorite, so we'll bring them in here and there.
All right. Is there anything special that's going to be planned for the midgets this time, like you did last time? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's going to be awesome.
Buddy the Bulldog versus the kid
Cowboy.
Yeah, Kid Cowboy, and it's going to be a street fight.
Really?
Fans, listen, the fans bring the weapons.
What weapon did you say you would bring?
I don't know. I have a prosthetic leg. I'm gonna bring a prosthetic leg in.
I know a guy bringing an ice skate.
Be the second time in history of the prosthetic leg. That'd be great.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
I have another guy that wanted to bring a little step stool. Not a ladder match, a step stool match.
And so tell us what the bigger, better, badder. Like, what part's bigger, better, badder? Like, how are you expanding this?
Well, we have a new venue now, Chaparrals, home of Honor Fighting Championship. Mm-hmm. We moved the OCW from the wrestling arena over there at Lakeview Schools over to there, and it's going to be bigger, badder, and better.
What?
Bigger, better, badder, right? Yeah.
Bigger, better, badder?
We're going to have a full bar.
It's Killer Bees, right? Killer Bees.
Right.
We're going to have, a lot of times that venue would be so packed in there, we couldn't, 200 people, it's packed.
Right.
Here we could fit 1,000.
Wow.
So,
We're ready to grow this year. It's time for OCW to just kind of let the rest of Ohio know why we are Ohio Championship Wrestling.
that's
And
it.
we are very honored by being able to be the people that are going to be taking care of all of your video and photo shoots, and the voice of now OCW as well.
Yeah, from the promotional side. But tell us about the card. As far as the wrestling card, who you guys got on it? Besides the midgets, what OCW stars are breaking in Chaparrals?
Come on, Josh.
Well, we're going to have the long-awaited heavyweight title rematch between Jimmy Shane. No Shame Jimmy Shane is the OCW heavyweight champ. And then the show, Robbie Starr. So that's been a feud going on for a long time, and I think it's going to be an exciting match again.
Yeah, it's going to be finalized here. The show, he told me he's going to be on his A game. We'll see.
And then we have the OCW Tag Team Champions, the Electruck, which they've been pretty exciting. They're hot. They got the crowd going the last couple of times. They're fairly new champions.
I was like, they're a newer tag team together, aren't
Newer
they?
tag team. They're Spinebuster U graduates, newer tag team. They've been working about a year together, and they won the championships, and they've been defending them all over Ohio. And then they got a couple guys that are legitimate competition that are coming in. Our old nemesis, Jackson Argos, out of Canada, and he's coming in and he's bringing one of his Canadian buddies for his OCW debut, Mr. R.C. Dupree. So we'll see what they got together. They call themselves
Storm.
Yeah, Team Storm. So they were trained by a very formidable Lance Storm, a good old-time wrestling
Imports,
trainer.
eh?
Some imports, eh? Yeah.
I see what you did there.
So we'll need some Americans out there rooting for us.
Hosers.
And then we have the former tag team champions, Warhorse. They've got some business to settle with Dark Star Matt Taylor, and he has chosen James, the security guard, to be his tag team partner. So that one, they're going to be settling some old.
Yeah, James, he kind of got involved first time in Mogador, I believe.
Yeah, he got picked out of the crowd.
Pulled him right out of there.
And then he's done a couple, and then,
Now, is he going to be a security guard before and after the match?
well, you never know how he's going to be after the match. But
Like he's working, wrestling, going back to work?
being the bigger, better, badder facility, and the weapons that we're bringing in and serving some booze, we're probably going to need him to be a security guard.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so, especially if anybody brings in anything sharp.
Yes.
I know what's going to
I'm just kidding.
And then we've got our former OCW Heritage Champion, the elite athlete Flex, and he's taking on the made man Gino DiCapo.
Yep, Gino DiCapo, swimming with the fishes.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I want to hear a lot of Gino smells like meatballs.
Okay.
What's so bad about meatballs?
Hey, I like meatballs.
Yeah, I like
mean,
meatballs too, but
hopefully Chaparrals will have some.
I had some meatballs for
Served.
lunch yesterday. Oh, yeah, we should have some meatball subs to
Would
celebrate.
you like to have someone in a headlock and so all you're doing is smelling meatballs? I don't know about that.
Or you could just be feeding the meatball sub.
Tap out to hunger.
And then we have a couple ladies on the card. Queen Aminata, she's wrestled with us twice now. She comes from Africa, and she brings a unique style, very athletic, very athletic is the way I'm going to put it.
Great shape.
Great shape. And then maybe Jeremy can talk about more. We have a new female challenging in OCW, and she's kind of seeked us out, but she's one of the top talents in America, the Lost Girl, Samantha Heights. So
Yeah, she's been seen on Ring of Honor. Yeah, she's been around the country. I believe she's in the top 20 females in the U.S.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
she's working her way up the ladder, and she wanted to come through OCW. So
Well, you're definitely not bringing in some small names, that's for sure, especially for this.
Well, that's listen. This is going to be the future. We're going to start, bringing in names and just keep growing the brand, growing the talent.
Well, we know that not only do you bring in big names for the OCW, and this is just, amazing right here, but you also bring in some big names with your other organizations as well. So what do we got going on with
Well,
that?
before we even go there, January 12th, OCW,
Right.
big event. The next day at 1 p.m., we're going to have tryouts right here,
Oh, I didn't even remember about
right
that.
here, for the next, not generation, but the next crop of local stars to build their name. What all's involved with the tryouts?
Well, it's Spinebuster University. It's a way to break into the pro wrestling business.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right. And yeah, we've had a great response this time. And if you are going to try out, come and be my guest for the show on Saturday. That would be great. Then the tryouts the next day at what time? Noon or 1?
it starts at 1, but we'd like you to be here at noon because
Yeah.
we got to fill out paperwork and
Register.
you got to
pay.
stretch.
Oh,
There's some. We can,
Right. It's
with a
People
bigger
think it's pretty
place to
easy.
do it.
It's not very easy. I mean, we've had multiple classes. We'll start off with 15, 10 people, and 3 may make it.
Right. Now, now this is interesting to me. Okay, so you're going to have the event on the 12th. Now, Brian, I believe you touched base on this a little bit on our last podcast previously in 2018. But
4 years ago.
yeah. So you're actually wanting to take your whole ring down at Chaparral's and have it put back up so you can have it ready by noon the next day.
Oh yeah, we like to be really busy.
Okay.
We love it.
We don't like sleeping.
So that's awesome that you're willing to do that just so that you can get new talent in, and so that that shows a lot of dedication and a lot of integrity in your part, and how much you're actually putting into this. That is amazing feat that you guys are doing.
I mean, the wrestlers, they're a huge part. Yeah, it's amazing.
Now, if a wrestler wants to quit, do you have like a bell that they ring and take off, like the Navy SEALs? They have to go ring the bell and then they can go home, or is it just kind of like most of them make it through and you pick the best of the best? How many people quit
Like during the tryout?
during the tryouts?
During the tryout?
Nobody quit during the tryout last time.
No.
No, it's not hard enough.
Right.
Well, you could come. You could come. We can see how that goes.
We have a lot of trainers in the ring.
Okay.
Our head trainer, by the way, is the show, Robbie Starr. He's been, he's been around the game for a long time. He's definitely the veteran guy. He's a great trainer. He'll get right in the ring, and safety comes first during the tryouts. And so each person goes through a number of, agility tests. We'll put you on the mic. We'll be like, all right, here's the mic. Okay, you're at WrestleMania 3. You're going up against,
The Undertaker.
Andre the Giant. Okay, let's hear it.
Is the Undertaker still in the ECW?
Yearly.
Yearly?
WWE. Yeah.
WWE.
He's still
Sorry,
pretty, he's still pretty good.
I haven't seen that in a long time. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where was I?
That he's going
Doing
against Andre the Giant.
They're doing their promos.
Yeah,
Practice doing
promos.
promos.
Yeah. So not only will you, do physical feats, you're also going to be tested on the mic also.
Okay, so you give him an all-around.
Yeah, so I'll be sitting back. We'll have a number of people sitting back, watching, and then afterwards, we take down notes, and we pick the best of the best.
We get our little leadership team together. We go over everybody, and then we figure out if we think you got to have a little heart in you,
Yeah, practicing in front of your mirror is different than being on mic with a bunch of people watching you.
And it was interesting that last time we had the Green Hornet. There'll be some real veterans sitting around. Kind of intimidating when the Green Hornet, a legend,
Right.
is sitting right there and he's watching the tryout. And he tells us.
He told everyone that story,
Yeah, he talks about the story about West Virginia and getting chased out of West Virginia,
Now,
escorted by the state
will
troopers.
some of the stars from the show the night before be at the tryouts?
Yes. Yep.
They will.
Yeah.
Wow. So will they be actually getting into the cage with him?
Oh yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, into the ring with
the
him.
ring.
Yeah, they'll be getting in the ring. They'll be handling.
It's interactive. It's intense. There's some guys that try out, and it probably was the highlight of their lifetime, and they were happy they made it through the tryout. And unfortunately, some of them don't make it to the class. But
A lot of people just want to try out because they've never stepped foot in a pro wrestling ring.
Right.
They
there's a
wanna
little bit of
feel it,
mystique about the
And that
pro
was going to be
wrestling.
my next question, which was, is it anybody's game, or do you want people in there that have prior experience in it, or do you want just an amateur from right off the street?
No, we want, usually people with, right off the street, that loves pro wrestling, that, think that they have what it takes.
I did talk to a lady this week who just got her professional bodybuilding card from Italy or somewhere overseas, and she is huge, and she is planning on coming down here and trying out. And I'm talking about legitimate, solid
I
bodybuilder.
love that.
So
I don't know.
they come from all different backgrounds.
It's looks and heart, and then a lot of
Yeah.
learning, But
yeah, a lot of learning, and
Oh yeah. It's 10 months of 2 to 3 days a week training.
Wow.
I mean, and you got to love professional wrestling. I mean, it is a passion. That's why we're in it. But you'll find the longer it goes on, you have to really love it.
And with the Spinebuster University, last time I talked to you, the one thing we wanted to try and do is, as they're learning wrestling, now they're also going to have options to do grappling classes and striking classes on the MMA side that they can possibly carry in. So just going to give them a lot, more options for the school.
Yeah, that's a huge part coming over to Apex Fight Systems.
Having the weights, having the equipment.
Yeah, we have it all here. We have everything that you need. Yeah, this place is definitely the next up and coming all around pro wrestling, boxing, MMA,
kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, everything.
Yeah, we're going to have it all here.
So, Junior, what are you most excited about for this Saturday?
I'm excited about the midget match.
Yeah?
You said that the last time we covered the midgets too.
Oh yeah.
So who's your favorite? Who's your favorite out of all of them?
Non-midget. Like, who do you root for?
Jimmy Shane.
Yeah?
Jimmy Shane. Now, what about your midgets?
I don't really have a favorite out of those.
Oh, you've got to have something. I like the Samoan myself.
You just like giving a stare
The
down.
Samoan was
Guys are
awesome.
hyped.
That guy came out there like he was getting ready to take care of some stuff.
That little Prince dude went flying through the air last
Well, yeah,
time.
the Prince did, and then you had the Samoan come in there and take care of the other two larger guys that
He
tag teamed
took
on.
Juice Jennings down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juice Jennings took him down.
So, Junior, have you been at the tryouts?
Yeah, a few times. I think I've missed one.
And what do you think about those
It's really interesting seeing like new people.
that haven't done it?
Yeah.
So, the first time they take a bump, tell me what their faces are like. Like the first time they feel their back hit.
They realize that ring ain't a trampoline.
Right, and then hit the wood that hits the steel, and it's not fun.
That doesn't give.
Make the face.
Okay. Wait,
Ready?
I have to like reenact it and everything.
Go ahead.
Here, look into the camera
Looks
and show.
about right.
But they're always smiling, right?
No, it looks like surprised pain is what that looked like.
I mean, one of the coolest things for me is seeing, their tryout, and then like a month later, and then 2 months later, the progression it's so cool to see.
Right. I mean, well, you also got to put into consideration a lot of these people are coming in there. They're nervous as hell. They're worried about who's going to come in there and, no joke, break their spine. And then they start getting more advanced with it and everything else. I could only imagine what it's like to be an owner of something like that. It's got to be an amazing rush.
It is pretty cool.
And last time we had legitimate state champion wrestlers coming trying out. We had military guys trying out. I mean, these are tough guys.
Yeah,
And girls
some
and ladies.
Really good military guys that after so many bumps, I mean, your back starts hurting.
Chiropractors and massages.
I mean, it's kind of funny. You mentioned, you put a touch on to it being a passion. Now, I actually know a couple of professional wrestlers. They're not a part of your organization, but they got married, and the husband of the wife, he is a professional wrestler, and he's been doing it for a little while. I actually went up to Cleveland and saw him once. He's a pretty cool guy. For their wedding, they actually staged a wrestling match inside the wedding. A guy stood up and said, "No, that's my woman," and all this. And it would come to find out it's the best man. So the best man and the groomsmen are going at it, man. It was a great thing to see. It was funny.
We could make that happen for your wedding.
For mine.
So, question. So, tryouts are on the 13th. Is there a plan on the first date of the actual class? Like, so if these guys try out, when will they, if they want to plan ahead, like, all right, I try out, if I make it, this is when I start.
Usually it starts the next Tuesday.
Yeah, classes are usually Tuesdays,
Okay.
Thursdays, and Sundays.
So a day break and then back at it.
Yeah.
Man, there is no hesitation here. It is either you do this or you don't.
Because if like a lot of people don't know, and especially with MMA, when you're sore, you need to get right back at it,
Right.
or it just gets worse. So
Right.
that's good. So
That tears the muscle fibers and helps you build back up the muscle, right?
it keeps you loose, so you don't tighten
Okay.
up. As far as like getting into it, how did you get into this?
People ask me this all the time. Some of them hate me, but anyways, Jeremy and I were college buddies, and I I was with Amanda. We were eating breakfast, my girlfriend, one day out in Barberton, and I'm looking at Facebook, and I see this post by Jeremy, like, look, I just bought a wrestling ring. You know how he does these promo videos. I just bought a wrestling ring. He's got a cage in the back of his truck. His trailer's loaded with equipment. And I call him up, and I'm like, hey, buddy, you need any help in the business? And he's like, oh, dude, actually, I think I need a ring announcer, because the former Ohio Championship wrestling ring announcer, he kind of retired with the promotion. He still does some of our events. He does our DBI and stuff, but he focuses more on, he lives in Columbus, and he's focusing more on that and some other broadcasting type ventures. So then I had to go meet the Tank Sherman, and I had to like prove that I love wrestling and I kind of know what I'm talking about. And then we worked together, and I worked with Sherman a little bit, and we just kind of developed it. And I mean, I'm not going to say the first fight went off smooth, because I'm sure Jeremy's going to tell you real quick.
I got a story about that one.
Here we go.
Did you rip it up?
Oh, I ripped it up all right.
It was great. First story, this is Mogador, right?
Mogador.
Yeah, so couldn't wait, getting in the ring, and I'm right there, rip. There goes his pants. I'm like, oh.
But the show must go on.
You're right.
Storytelling.
And I actually think that was probably my worst show ever. Like, if I go back and think about it.
Oh, it's the first show.
And then the next week, we go to Zanesville, like 6 days later, and the power goes out. Like, immediately. Like, they blow like something. And then, luckily, one of my broadcasting TV buddies was like, always have a card in your back pocket, with your promos and everything. So you could just keep going while they're trying to figure out how to turn the power back on. And it was a community center. And then after that, it's getting a lot easier. And
it's been great seeing your progression, too.
Because once you get a routine,
once you get a routine and you know the guys and girls and you work with them more, and, they don't embrace you at first. Let me tell you, the pro wrestling locker room is not the spot that they like to have the ring announcer when you've never been. Even Gary Capetta talks about it. It took him years before Mr. McMahon would let him go into the locker room, and Andre would be there playing cards, and Andre would be, you're one of the boys now. So
nice. So, and getting into the wrestling, quick segue, pretty much led you into Honor, fighting championships.
That is how I got the Honor, yeah. I mean, I had about 16 months of experience, and Jeremy comes to me and he says, dude, we're going to do some MMA. And I was like, what do you mean we're going to do some MMA? He's like,
backyard right now.
Yeah. And he's like, Ohio, we just need more matches. There's a lot of young up-and-coming fighters, and they need chances to fight. And I'm starting this promotion, and we talked about it. And he's like, I want you to be the ring announcer. I think there's a lot of other people that wanted to do it. And he gave me the chance, and he stuck with me.
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget. I went up in the ring. Your first time,
I was shaking.
Pretty damn nervous. Yeah, that was great. So seeing your progression, I love it.
Well, and part of our thing with mixed martial arts is we wanted to bring a little bit more of a show. A lot of the MMA fights are,
not as much promotional.
There's not promotion. There's not the smoke and the lights and the production. And we wanted to bring that. So I think he wanted to bring more of the pro wrestling, and so that's why he brought me too, because you got to keep the show going, and you got to with production. It really is a show,
Yeah.
I mean, I look at them, MMA and wrestling, it's kind of the same presentation. It's just one an outcome, the other one you don't.
Right.
Other than that, it's
the outcomes?
Entertainment.
That's not true. That can't be true. That can't be true.
Yeah, you don't know the outcomes.
So going back to that, being a fixture of the OCW and then being a fixture of the MMA community, what's the difference? Why were you more nervous about the MMA being in the cage and being the ring announcer in the cage in comparison to the OCW? What's the difference?
Well, I think if you go the first fight, I was really nervous for both. But the MMA, and the wrestling, these guys train. They train for months and years, and then MMA, they've been wrestling since they were little kids, and then they take up some jiu-jitsu, or then they're boxing, and these guys can go in and I think they want to kill each other. Some of them, I don't know.
And also, if you look at it in wrestling, if you're in there announcing and you slip up, you can play it off as part of the show,
right?
And they'll be mad at you, and you get booed.
Okay.
If a fighter's music gets messed up, that can screw up their whole routine.
Okay, all right.
If a name gets messed up or they hear the wrong thing mentally, it's like an adrenaline dump. Their whole psyche can crash. Not every fighter's like that, but it can happen.
So it's pretty much it's that switch that we've been talking about. That switch gets halfway flipped, and if something gets off key,
because fighters in the ring, last thing you want to do is like, oh, what?
Right.
They're trying to focus. So it's and mistakes happen, but in MMA it can change the whole psyche of a fighter. Not the outcome, but it might take them a round to get it back.
Right.
And I remember 10 years ago there was a fighter that was getting ready to walk out, and they played the other fighter's music, and she was pissed. Like, she ended up losing, blamed it on the music. Like, they played the wrong music to my walkout. It screwed me up the whole time.
Okay, so it's a psychological game.
And that happens sometimes. It's the routine. This is what they're getting focused on. That's why a lot of fighters you see come into the ring with headphones on.
Right,
so they can drown out all the crap, and they don't care.
Okay.
But it's the same, but it's different on the personalities.
So there is a lot of stress on the ring announcer. More than what I thought.
It's probably a lot more than you guys.
Oh, yeah.
You guys think I just get up there and read my card, but it's not quite that.
Every name perfect. Oh yeah.
But I do I feel like some of the fighters, if you're out there and you're a fighter, and if it's fight morning, and I know you got to make the weigh-in at 10 or noon, and I hate to be the one like, hey, Joe,
what's your nickname?
What's your nickname? Where you're from? And that's why I try to sit right outside the weigh-in room or something, because I need to get that information, and I guess that's the difference with wrestling. In wrestling, those guys, they find you because they want themselves promoted. In MMA, I know they're focused. They got their headphones on. They're thinking about. But I want to get your pronunciation. If your name's right, there's a couple out there. I'll admit there's like 2 I probably really messed up one time, and I don't want to mess up your name, because that's also you're trying to become a pro, or if you are a pro, you're trying to get to a higher level of fighting. And I want to be part of getting you to that higher level. I want you to win the big championship. Trust me. I want all those guys to come into our cage to win the biggest championship they can, and girls. And I don't want to be the one that like screwed up. Then they lost the fight, and then they quit fighting because they're like, oh, the ring announcer ruined my name. And
yeah, we've been at it a year, so we're also still growing, but we're also the best promotion in Ohio already.
Right. Of course. And we say this all the time, but you know what? I can't help but to say it. We have actually been able to accompany the biggest growing, and the fastest growing, and the biggest organization in Northeast Ohio. And I just can't imagine how far it's going to go. Where do you want this to go, Jeremy?
I want to compete with Dana. Why not?
Okay.
When we first sat down, he said we want to own the East Coast.
Right.
East of the Mississippi.
You're getting close, dude. You're getting close.
Ohio, Midwest, see where we're at,
Yeah.
All you had to do was promote the greatest organization in Northeast Ohio. You already are pulling people from Canada. We had fighters coming in from Canada, Michigan, Indiana, Pennsylvania. We get them pulled in from West Virginia all the time, dude. You're already pulling them from the surrounding states.
We've had the Carolinas and Florida. We had that guy from America's Top Team. He came in. We've had some big fight teams coming in.
Yeah, the Carolinas.
Strong style. I hate to say they're in our backyard, so we might overlook how big and awesome they are.
Oh, no, definitely. And then you've got Florida. You got people coming out of Florida. I was amazed.
We had that girl from Virginia that came up and kicked some butt. We've had... Yeah, we're getting that guy from Toronto. When I was building that database, I was like, I forgot about him. He came in and whooped some butt.
I just want to surround myself with great people and, see where it could go.
And speaking of all these fighters, and what we have going on, like I said, a busy 2 weeks. January 19th.
This is going to be a big one, dude.
Honor
Bringing
Fighting
in the
Championship,
19 quick.
Back, took a little break, and back with a really good all-amateur card. And we'll go over it in detail, next Sunday. But you need to, like this. It's also at Chaparral's.
Right.
It's, how do I say this without giving it away? It's going to be a little bit different look. It's improved.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
The production value is insane.
Oh yeah, I have to give a shout out to Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy does some stuff. I'm telling you.
We might need a semi to move all this equipment now.
I'm a truck driver.
We are definitely stepping up.
I got doubles and triples. I got everything. I will drive your rig for you.
I would love that.
Absolutely. And
Get a nice Peterbilt, chromed out, big ass honor fighting championship on the side. Have flames coming out the top.
It just tore around.
Oh man, it'd be amazing.
and with honor also, if you go to Bluegrass website or the Facebook page, give us a vote. We're up for promotion of the year,
Right.
event of the year. We have fighters that are, that fought for us. Their fights are up. And make sure you vote. Like it in the long run, does it mean a lot? No, but it always helps.
Right. Right. Definitely.
We are definitely we're kind of neck and neck for event of the year, and that event was Nautica.
Oh my God, that was so
cool to be able
fun.
to pull that off.
But not a good event. I mean,
Dude,
we worked.
I understand.
There next year, it's gonna be bigger.
Dude, Jeremy, I understand that there's a lot of stress that is involved on your shoulders alone for the most part when it comes into going into that kind of stuff.
We almost need an apartment in Cleveland for Nautica.
Yeah, you did.
We were up there so much.
But it rang out throughout time, man. It was great.
So, speaking of Nautica and big events, plans for the future, thoughts on how it went?
It went pretty well. I mean, it was so cool being able to just, show up there, to see it, that backdrop, before anything was there, and knowing everything that it takes to put that show on.
A lot of work.
I tell you what,
It's a lot of work.
I can't tell you
George,
how many.
big work. I mean, those guys pulled it together.
I think I got back to the hotel when it was getting daylight. I'm like,
Yeah.
might as well just drive home now.
It was really cool because all of the input that I was getting on our end for the interviews and for all of the fans that I've actually bumped into throughout the time that we were there, everybody was talking about how it looked exactly like what you would see on TV for the most part. You had the backdrop of the city behind us, and then you had everything going on inside the cage. You had the whole thing going on behind you. Dude, it was amazing. I want to know, because Jeremy Caudill, don't let it fool you. Jeremy Caudill does not stop at pushing the bar. He wants to make it better next time. So what is
no
next?
mediocrity?
Right.
I'm one extreme or the other, man. I'm either no go or all go. I've been like that my whole life. I've been trying to figure out, a medium, but
So what is going to be the better thing next?
our production is really going to be off the hook, and the fights are going to be top notch.
And that's going to bring in sponsors, which always help too.
Right.
It's how it looks. Just like a year ago when I said, when you have a great production and you have a bad fight, your pictures still look good.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean? The fights still look good. You have something to look at and watch yourself fight, almost like your own film.
Mm-hmm.
There's promotions out there where you don't get that,
Right.
And
that's the minimal part. The rest of it's for the fans to watch, the fighters to perform, which is the most important thing.
And we've been out there meeting with some sponsors, and I think some of them are gonna turn the corner, and they're gonna want to be a part of this, because we're showing them legitimate footage and pictures and of 2,000 plus crowds. We're showing them, you can have the fight card, and we're showing them things that we've done already that we pieced together the last year, and they're like, oh, I can have this, and I can have this, and I can, and we're trying to find good, like, the sponsors that will fit with us, and we can help them, and we got some deals hopefully in the works.
Now, one of your biggest sponsors from last year was iHeartMedia, right? I mean, I heard you on the radio. I don't know.
Yeah.
So everything with that was awesome. I don't see why anybody would be able to pass this up. I don't. My personal opinion.
I know Nautica, they absolutely loved us. They said they sold more hot dogs and more beer than any other MMA. So that's good.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, Mr. Jacobs was there after the fight, being like, "You guys were awesome." Like he was talking, he was happy.
Dude, that is awesome. I'm at a loss for words half the times when it comes to an honor fighting championship. Because I already know that I'm going to be surprised every time I walk in. And I don't know what to expect. Every event is new, even whether it be at Summit County Fairgrounds, whether it be at Chaparral's, or whether it be at the Nautica. I've been surprised every time. And I'm sure that all of your fans see the same thing. And all of your fighters see the same thing, because we've done multiple fighter interviews. And each one of them are saying either something slightly different about the matchup, or they're saying something different about the venue. And it's an amazing accomplishment for somebody that has only started, what was it, 2 years ago? I mean, at most.
I try to, our business plan is fighters, the fans, and support the military. We stick with that. And
Yeah, we want the fighters to have the best outlet for them to, show their skills. Whether they're a boxer, a wrestler, a jiu-jitsu, And I think the ones I talked to, they've all been pretty happy. I haven't had too many.
Yeah, we want to lay out the platform, and here you guys go, man.
So speaking of the fighters, then, let's get into this. I mean, hell, I'm excited. What can we talk about on the 19th card?
Well, we're going to save that for next Sunday.
Okay, all right.
But, along with the fighters, the fans, the military, it's also about, as a promotion, continually getting better.
Right.
The production value going up. That's going to, help us get bigger, which brings in more names, more people wanting to fight for us. And there's a line of people that already won on cards.
Right.
And we can't do 4 cards a month.
And you've got one of the best matchmakers.
We have the matchmaker.
It was so good. He won Matchmaker of the Year, and they didn't even put it on the voting because it wouldn't even be a contest. Congratulations, Scott Corbin, on winning 2 years in a row.
Right. Yeah, Scott Corbin does his job, and he does his job
We have
well.
people knocking down our door to sing the national anthem. So the girl that we've got this time singing the national anthem is in Vegas this weekend working.
Really?
And in 2 weeks, she'll be back with us.
So that's going to be a nice little surprise too, huh? Because I know I've been to other organizations out there, and they use the same audio recording for it. And don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful recording of the start of the national anthem. But having that personable person come in and having that big name, that's got to be huge in your eyes.
I mean, every day I'm getting calls that, like, big bands, they want to be involved. Like this one, he's a huge comedian.
Right.
He wants to get involved somehow.
Wow.
So I'm gonna.
There's fighters constantly messaging us.
I mean, and you only started that. You did that yourself, and it was a great little subliminal message because at Reaching the Summit, you had a 3-for-1 deal. You had the midget and the OCW fighting. Then you had a live band. What was it? The Buck Nakeds?
Yeah, Buck Naked Band.
And then you had the MMA fights.
Right.
So, I could only see you trying to make that a staple almost every time.
I'm just trying to build, a bigger fan base. I want to bring in, wrestling fans, MMA fans, I'm just not only, people that support the fighter, but just people that just, hey, I want in that Ring of Honor. I want the free beer. Listen, you get in the Ring of Honor, you do get free beer.
Right.
And more fans, that they buy more once they
It's
find a
included
fighter.
in the ticket price. It's not free. They're paid for.
Yeah, they are paid for.
It's included.
Yeah, let's not throw that one away again.
Ticket's a little higher than you.
Right. But it's still reasonably priced for
They
you
sell
to be that
out.
close.
They're in demand.
Right. I mean, and that's the other thing is that not only are you putting an amazing organization out there, but it's affordable. And you're getting what you get what you pay for, man. You're getting you get more than what you pay for.
And everyone that goes in there loves it.
Right.
Like, loves it. Like, the comments that Honors got, like, the day after, 2 days after, on how awesome it was being in, the Ring of Honor. Even the Circle of Honor, which is the second row.
Right.
The tables are great seats. Like, it's set up so everyone loves it. And then the more fights we do, the more, demanded the tickets are and harder to get.
Right.
But it's about the show.
Exactly.
They're trying to make every seat in the house good. And speaking of like events, as far as like what's going on at the lake, like what do you have coming up with that?
Well, we're going to have a lot of kick-ass events this summer. But we're going to bring the OCW Pro Wrestling back there. We're going to bring Honor Fighting Championship there.
Dude, it is going to be amazing. Now, we just covered...
I just got approval. We can do anything. You
Right.
guys are there, man.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to
Anything
say...
that makes
we
the
just
lake
covered-
better.
We just covered that. It's in a perfect...
All right, what's a gathering? I like it.
And it's only going to be for what the neighborhood wants.
Well, we have all kinds. Like we had that guy talk to us about probably one of the biggest baptisms around. They want to try to pull
he
up.
wants to do a 3,000 person baptism in an all day party. This is Duma. He's
Dave Duma.
Dave
I know
Duma.
Dave.
Yeah,
I
you
know
know
Dave.
Dave?
I know Dave.
And Howard.
Howard, okay.
Howard and Dave, they want to like join forces and do this. They want to have a band all during the day.
So my question is this:
meets. That's going to be.
Is it going to be for Maranatha Church? Because I know the Dave Duma is with Maranatha.
Yeah,
is it going to be?
Howard's over there on South Street. Yeah.
So then the two churches are going to come together and then do the baptisms that way?
I don't know how they're going to recruit all these people, but
I mean, Maranatha Church is pretty big.
Maranatha's big.
It's huge.
It's big.
My grandfather's
You
actually
might have
part
the
of it.
only lake that's full of holy water in the state of Ohio.
It's a artesian spring-fed lake.
And we have, we're going to do, then we're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to do the Lakeside Arts, Crafts, and Fun Festival.
Dude,
so
that's
we
gonna
just
be
kind of
awesome.
unveiled that, and people are like, an arts and crafts and fun? What's the fun? I said, well,
It's a lake.
Wait till we put a band. Wait till we put bands, and and
yeah, we're going to give it our little touch. Everything that we do is going to have a. What? You guys can't do that.
But we're talking to some of the top artisans, and we want to bring in, the best booths to sell the best products, and all we got to do is get like 1,000 people to show up, and that's that guy's specialty.
Yeah, very.
I don't know how.
we're
What are you, the
getting-
Pied Piper of
we're
men,
getting-
of people? I'm just trying to figure out.
Just got to get out.
We're gonna sell out of booths because we put the application on the thing like 2 days ago. They're knocking our door down.
Yeah.
It's like you've got this personality that you're like gravity. Everybody is pulled towards you, and I don't understand it.
Sometimes that's good and bad.
Well, yeah. Hey, you can't ask, you can't get everything. But it's like you walk down the street and everybody's just shaking your hand. Everybody knows Jeremy Caudill, and especially now that you've got the lake,
Everyone around town is talking about this lake is the place to be this summer.
Oh, it's going to be because we went there and
Saturdays
did a
and
podcast.
Sundays. We would go out on Mondays and Thursdays. It is unbelievable out there.
Yeah, we did the podcast there the one week.
You got to do that again, too. It was a good time.
You know what? We're just going to set up a booth as permanent inside. We'll be in the glass shack over there, and you got Rubber City Throwdown at Melanie Lake.
Boom. Name calling.
No, you can't name call my organization. No, that's mine.
But yeah, so the lake's got, it's going to be a little bit non-traditional. We're going to have a lot more fun things.
Another event that we're going to have there, we're teaming up with this pet rescue.
No way.
And we're going to have, it's huge. You're going to have like reptiles, dogs, horses. I don't even know how it's all going to, we still have to organize it all, but people are coming out of the woodwork that want to get in this. We're having, you ever see on ESPN where they do that dog jumping off the docks?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have dog jumping off the docks. They're doing like dog tricks.
Like agility?
birds,
Like dog agility kind of
So
stuff?
now, with being with this rescue, is it going to be like a fundraiser set up for an adoption agency,
Yes,
or
it's going to be with multiple ones.
okay?
So, yeah, you guys are going to see that in the next couple weeks being advertised.
Awesome.
See, your ideas never stop, man. I don't.
And there's a ton of dog rescues around here, too.
Oh yeah,
Anybody can bring their pet that day too.
right.
Bring your pet.
And poop baggies, please.
Yes.
You clean up after your own
Bring
mess.
your pet. Pig, sheep.
Wait,
Bring your
pet.
pig.
What does that sound?
If your group wants to have something at Melanie, like you probably want to lock those dates down too. Now, message us and.
Yeah, there's the pavilions you can rent
Pavilions
out.
are filling up already.
Dude,
There's a lot of businesses reaching out to us that want to have their company picnic there. So if you're a business, you want to have a company picnic there, message our site, Melanie Lake.
We'll do your company picnic. You can sponsor MMA. We'll make a package for you.
So as far
the
as
segues never stop.
So as far as sponsors, who do we have? Wrestling, MMA,
Well, the big one always is Tremonti Distributing in Akron. Akron's only beer distributor. They've been on board since the beginning. They're great guys over there. They work with us pretty good. And we'll be selling their beer at both these events upcoming.
They have great beer specials. I'll tell you that much. I love it there.
Yeah, Miller Lite and Modelo. And we've been doing the Mike's Hard Lemonades and the White Claws. People like them White Claws.
Yeah, the White Claws. Yeah.
Jeremy likes those White Claws.
What the heck is a White Claw
White
anyway?
Claw on
It's a seltzer.
Is it seltzer?
It's an alcoholic seltzer, and they're flavored.
Okay, my fiance.
They're
likes it.
unbelievable.
It's weird.
Low calorie. They're
It's like the new Bartles and James.
like the new Bartles and James, but they're like low cal, so they're kind
It's
of
like
healthier.
a Pierre water with seltzer
With a
mixed
little-
with beer.
With a little booze in it, yes.
It's all right.
I don't.
That's all
It's
right.
like, what do you mean? I drank 6 already? What's going on?
And then, we got the Old Faithfuls. We got, Melanie Lake's a huge sponsor. Ritchie Car Wash. For the wrestling, we got Max Cabana number 9. We got the official OCW after party, karaoke after party. Come on over and you get the karaoke with the OCW
Never been to
superstars.
a OCW after party. I recommend it.
Yeah,
We have like karaoke every single time.
Oh yeah.
that's the key to it. The karaoke after party.
Yeah.
He's been practicing his karaoke too.
I have.
Okay, so I've got a quick trivia question for little Jeremy. What does what does karaoke mean in Japanese?
I do not know.
Empty orchestra.
How am I supposed to know that?
Honestly, I just learned that like last year. That was it. Like,
I'm glad you didn't ask me that question. I didn't know the answer.
I learned it last year. It was something stupid.
Singing
Just-
bad. That's what I would say. Singing
Well,
bad.
the reason why they call it
Things I don't do.
the empty orchestra means that because of the fact that you're singing most of the time with a different type of track. But anyways, stupid information. I just like to have.
No, we still have like altercation. You know,
Altercation, yeah.
They're always there.
Yeah, Don, they're awesome.
Mr. Tim Bishop.
Mr. Tim Bishop and
He's been there from
Savage.
day one.
Savage
Yeah, I
Media
love
and then BRD Construction. right?
BRD Construction.
We just got a new one, the trucking.
Oh yeah, Coshocton Trucking.
Yep.
If you're looking for a job and you got a semi-clean driving record, these guys will get you trained, and you can start at like $60,000 a
Semi-clean.
year. I mean, I don't know where they draw the line. Maybe I don't know.
driving semis, semi-clean. That was,
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
good. That was good.
semi-clean.
So in other words, what
You
they
didn't even
mean
know you
by
did it.
semi-clean is that no DUIs within the last 7 years, and you have to have less than 2 points on your driving record. Anything more than that, you are not going to be able to be insured by the motorways, or the FMCSA has them restricted.
And these guys, I was talking to them. They got over 100 trucks. They're out there. I don't know what they move, but whatever trucking, probably everything. But they need people. Like there are jobs out there. People, if you're looking for a job, get a hold of Coshocton Trucking. Tell them that we sent you.
We also have Frank's Glock Works.
Right.
Frank, so yeah, he's a
Did he
great
change
guy.
the name though? Is it now
I think he just
Mafia?
Oh yeah, I seen that. He just had his 3rd year anniversary.
Third year anniversary.
Great guy, great
Selling a lot of guns, and he gave away some for
Really?
Christmas.
I'll be right back. Gotta go see this guy. No.
Frank's fun.
When Melanie passed away, one of my first calls was from Frank. For the funeral, he's like, I want to, put my time out there. He escorted it. As you know, Frank's, I believe he's a Summit County Sheriff.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Do you know if Frank does CCW classes?
He does.
he
Yes.
does. Yeah.
Might have to go see him.
He's got a great deal on a shotgun handgun combo right now.
And also with the sponsors, I know we have packages that include getting their logos on the cage. So
Yeah.
during the fights, fans see it. The recording, all the tapings. It's endless promotional space.
Right. Ad space.
Well, and we want to put them on the step and repeat. So in all the fighter photos and matchups, they'll be on. And
Shout outs, it's
yeah, I give you.
there's so many in that package, and there's different packages too. They're affordable, and there's different levels to it, and there's room. So anyone that is looking to get in on that, we've got space. So definitely
Right.
get a hold of us.
Of course.
Now, as far as promotional plugs, the OCW event, it is a tribute to Melanie. What is in the plans for that? Is it a surprise?
We're going to keep that a surprise.
Okay.
So
Good,
show up
good.
to the event, and you'll see nice little tribute.
Awesome. And and with that, we're also going to be following you that day.
Yeah.
Day in the life
Of
of
Jeremy.
a promoter in Hell Week. So.
Fight days and wrestling days
You know,
are chaos.
And this back-to-back weekend, watching what goes on kind of behind the scenes with the wrestling, and at the same time, that's fight week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause you know this.
Tomorrow starts off first thing in the morning. I got a little issue going on with the beer situation. So I got to go figure that out. I mean, it's just one thing after the other.
And then we always try to have a production meeting, and then you have, especially in a fight week where you have pros, then you have the Friday night weigh-in. You got Saturday's just.
I got to give a huge shout out to Michelle. She's my. If anyone ever watched 24, she's like Jack Bauer.
Okay.
Like, Michelle, I need this, and boom, 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 boom. She knocks it out, man.
So where is going to be the pre-fight interviews pre-fight weigh-ins for the pro card? Is it going to be the same place?
This is all amateurs.
These are all
So
amateurs.
it'll be a Chaparral. There's no
10
pros
a.m.
on this card.
or noon.
That's right. I
Actually
forgot
noon,
about
but-
that. You mentioned pros, and I just went with it.
When we have a fight week with pros, we meet like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
The March 23rd card's a pro-am. We'll figure that out. We have time.
Right.
Still working on an after party for January 19th. So if anyone's interested in having us, let us know. Figure something out. But yeah, weigh-ins, probably 10 a.m.
At Chaparrals.
Yep, absolutely.
For the 19th, I actually talked to Hush right down the road. They don't want to put up any money, but they said they'll give me a large tab. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because we can.
Staff party.
Could be the
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that just us alone could rack up that large tab fast.
I was talking to the DJ at Hush, and he's like, "Yeah, we want you guys down there." But he obviously couldn't speak for what they could do.
Now, Hush, isn't that right up the road from Chaparrals?
Right up the road.
Yeah. That's awesome. See, everybody just wants Jeremy's stuff and everywhere.
Well, I mean, when we got 800 to 1,000 people at a fight, you got a chance to get your name out there and get some business.
Tried to get one sponsor for Apex, and he
All right,
freaking
Junior.
backed out.
You ready to do a promo? 30 seconds. You got it? Just go.
Just pull the microphone to you.
Freestyle it.
Take it.
Freestyle it.
Pull the microphone to you.
Oh, what's up? What's happening? What is going on, everyone? My name is Junior, and welcome to this promo video where today we are talking about the wrestling. On January 12th, we have some of the best that makes lots of sense what I was about to say.
It's okay. It's all right. Start over and look into the camera while you
Just
do
keep
it.
going. Just keep going.
We have the best wrestling card ever. We have the midgets.
I mean, we got WrestleMania veterans on that card.
Yeah, Buddy. Yeah, Buddy was in WrestleMania.
The last WrestleMania.
Really?
He was in WrestleMania.
So
That is.
And he
nuts.
said if somebody pisses him off, he might throw down some tags and body slam their ass on there.
Ouch.
So if you want tickets for the wrestling, go to
Actually, I think Buddy might come down to Akron this week.
do some
Bring
promo.
him out.
Yeah, if he does.
Little street team, and we're gonna bring the street team out.
I'll tell you what. You guys bring him out here, and I'll make sure that I'm available. And we'll do a small little photo shoot. Maybe throw up a quick promo.
Will the commission license a midget MMA fight? Has there ever been such a?
What? Say that again.
If they pay for their license, they can fight.
Yeah.
And it depends on age. I mean, it's the same
Be
as
the
anything
same
else. You have
as-
to get physicals, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Hoot nanny.
But there's always an exhibition thing. But even with that, the commissions, you never know. But where can people get tickets for the OCW show?
Well, actually, let me say something real quick. I was just talking to Buddy on the phone, and I don't know if I'm just going to wing it or not, not tell the commission, but during intermission, I don't know, there might be a midget big boxing match in there. He said that they'll get in there and just knock the shit out of each other.
Impromptu. Hey,
Hey, it wasn't
Good man,
sanctioned.
cowboy.
It's okay then, right? I mean, as long as you don't hurt the match.
We'll see what happens.
it's an intermission show.
It's wrestling.
So it's one of those things. If you clock out and then take care of business and then clock back in, we're good.
You're right. So, I don't know. That may be in the works, or might be a little surprise. But
Surprise.
So yeah, where can we buy these tickets?
well, you could always get tickets at the door, or you could go to make sure you get a good ticket to ocwrestling.net. Once again, it's ocwrestling.net, and you can get on there and just buy them right there.
And for all of my family members, that would be ocwrestling.net. honorfightingchampionship.net.
And then the MMA, you always just go to honorfightingchampionship.com.
Yep. honorfightingchampionship.com and get your ticket.
Get
that Ring of
Get the
Honor.
Ring of Honor.
That is awesome.
Get your office at tables.
Ring of Honor, Circle of Honor. Table
Make sure you
seats.
guys always remember your fighters. Buy it in your fighter's name, and I do believe you guys are still doing the little
yeah.
portion
Oh,
to the
yeah.
fighter. Always remember your fighters.
And when you get at the fight, buy an altercation T-shirt of your favorite fighter.
Don's really good at making those shirts when you need them to. So,
Right.
So, as far as the future, there's a ton planned. The next 2 weeks, extremely busy.
I'm gonna have to mop up all my brain
March.
matter behind me.
and
My
then-
mind's blown right now.
Yeah, and then after that fight, getting ready for this, big pro-am. Might be some surprise names that we know getting on that card.
Stop teasing me. I told you
Hey.
you're not allowed to tease me.
It's not a tease. It's a segue for, in about 4 weeks when we go over that one.
I hate it. I'm
And
gonna.
then hopefully we'll celebrate the summer in Cleveland one night.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
great.
yeah, it's going to happen.
Maybe 2 nights.
Maybe 2.
Stop it! Stop
But,
it!
We've got...
They will
I'm
break.
not sure if I want to combine OCW with Honor, or because OCW is definitely going to be at Nautica next year. Not sure how to pull it off yet, but
I mean, you pulled a pretty damn good crowd at Nautica just with the MMA.
listen, I want it.
The OCW is probably gonna-
to show up.
Right.
We're hanging 5,000 from the rafters for Ohio Championship Wrestling.
Bring in more bleachers.
We're gonna have Josh Signs not even have a spot anywhere. He's just gonna have.
I really didn't have a spot last time either.
Okay, well this time we'll
Just
put you in a
walking
bosun chair.
around.
Put you in a bosun chair, and you just get winched down and up, and you just stay there.
But, and coming, like I said, we have OCW on the 12th, Spinebuster University on the 13th. On January 19th, Honor Fighting Championships. And then in between that, we're going to have a little documentary following Jeremy around during this Hell Week that we might keep doing it, back-to-back weekends. It just, if this goes
might
well,
work out like that.
It might work out like that, and
Wrestling's booked for the year, so.
So we're gonna have like a night vision camera right on their front porch. So then that way you can see Jeremy leaving, what time Jeremy leaves in the morning, and what words come out of his mouth. Like, oh, you sons of bitches, I can't even.
Creepy.
and then,
I didn't say in the house, kid.
and then
I said on the front porch.
That's still a little bit creepy.
next Sunday podcast, we'll go over the fights coming up for Honor. Most likely, we'll probably talk about how the tryouts went, because it's going to be directly after. So make sure you look for that podcast. I want to thank Josh Signs, Jeremy Caudill, Jeremy Jr. Great podcast, and look forward to this busy week.
See you guys all week.
We're out.
Later.
Ooh.